doing without a timeline because it's not an event. It's a look at a vulnerable program, a program that you know is not performing well. You might see low-level latent weaknesses showing up. And so let's proactively launch a proactive program review. We collect the evidence, same as everything. We analyze data, same as everything. Everything is the same, but there may not be a timeline unless you want to put a timeline. Nothing says you can't. But for example, for Savannah River, I had 124 lines of inquiry, zero timeline when I looked at their procurement program top to bottom. It was a vulnerable program. It had lots of risk in terms of risk management space. And so the CEO, Stuart McBean, wanted to look at it, but there was no timeline. So that's the other way we use the ACA chart. So very powerful, very flexible, very scalable. This is a true rated approach to causal analysis. And I don't say a root cause analysis because that's too narrow. All causal analysis, right? Root cause is just one aspect. You have the proactive reviews, you have the rapid investigations, you have the low complexity, low significance, moderate significance events, which could be like your apparent causes. And then you have the root causes. So there's a lot going on that can be managed through the one chart. And why do I place a lot of emphasis on the two extremes now? You have the rapid, which supports training and analysis, and then the proactive. It's because if you use this along with your Lean Six Sigma approaches, you can improve your programs. Pick your most vulnerable programs and run them through ACA. You can also use, in conjunction with training and analysis, once you identify a trend in an area, you can take a look at that area. And you don't necessarily have to do, of course, a specific ACA on each of the components of the trend, but you look at it as a family, right? So you can do the rapid investigations that feeds training and analysis, which identifies trends, which can be evaluated with a proactive program review. All right, so it all goes together, part of your continuous improvement program. And in the risk management space, you can also use PPRs in risk management. You can assess performance anywhere, whether through audits or readiness reviews or anything else like that. You can funnel the evidence into an ACA chart and use it very effectively for risk assessment as well. All of that is blended together because you're doing the same thing by a different name in so many cases. You're evaluating performance, but we go further than that. You're evaluating performance, behaviors, and complex socio-technical working environment. So this is a three-dimensional, multi-dimensional attack on anything that's wrong in the organization, which truly makes us stand out compared to previous methodologies. So here's the punchline for this. This is a single framework, truly a graded approach to causal analysis, not just root cause analysis, and extremely efficient, very flexible, can envelope any number of data analysis tools, techniques, very powerful. And I'm continuing to use it every month, continually getting fantastic results and continue to tune it in, dial it up, change the wrinkle here and there and improve on it. This is why a class like this is important. So you see how much has changed in just 1 year with the new advances in the virtual environment, and plus some of the language and the approach has been sharpened a bit. Okay. Questions on that particular section before I dive into phase 1, phase 2, and our case study for the day. Pregnant pause, just to see. All right. Hearing no questions, and feel free to chime in at any time. Let's go to phase 1 and see what's new there. So the updates on developing focused evidence-based lines of inquiry. Probably where a number of things have changed and actually just really dialed in my methodology compared to what I was doing just a year ago. A year ago, it was I kind of knew that I wanted to generate lines of inquiry from these areas, but now I have it in a more organized, sequential fashion in terms of what comes first, what do I do first to get about 80% of what I need. And notice that that correlates with rapid investigation. I start with the analysis of defenses, and then I go from there. And so I've retooled this section to do exactly what I wanted to do in the right order and give me the maximum bang for the buck so that if I run out of time, I've got most of it covered. So once again, we cover phase one, the whole objective of which is generate focused evidence-based lines of inquiry. And to do that, we need